Yay Networks.
Welcome to Logically Irrational with my parents, Tye Strickland and Melissa Rycroft. He's a little logical.
Until I start gossiping.
And she's a little irrational.
You've got nothing.
But together, they make the perfect combo.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Logically Irrational.
Hello.
Hey Tabo.
What's happening?
What a week it has been.
Has it?
It has. We'll get into all of it.
Yeah,
Refresh
okay.
your brain. Okay? You dealt with
Is it funny that I don't even know what you're talking about?
that my car that
Oh yeah, that was bad.
we'll end with that.
Okay.
But starting with news you'll appreciate.
Oh, I like that.
We have people going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, we do.
We officially know who's going to the Super Bowl.
Do you know who it is?
Chiefs and 49ers. I didn't even have to look at my notes.
Didn't even look. Good job. What do you think?
Do you remember 3 weeks ago you were watching a Chiefs game on TV and they won and I went, are the Chiefs they're gonna go to the Super Bowl, aren't they? And you go, no, I don't think so. And I think the Chiefs are gonna win it.
They very well could.
I think they're gonna win it.
They very well could.
I heard people were upset the Lions were not in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so the Lions had a 24-7 halftime lead.
Oh, see, I didn't know
and
that.
lost the game. And their coach made some very questionable calls. He's kind of like a wildcatter, their coach.
Is he
named
still
Dan
the
Campbell.
coach?
Yeah, well, he's been doing that stuff all year, right? So he's like, he takes a lot of risks, and it's paid off for them most of the time. And in this game, he made a couple of really questionable calls. Once was on a fourth down that they went for it, and they could have kicked a field goal
And they did.
and gone up like a full score to guarantee him that they wouldn't lose the game. But instead he went for it to get the first down, then they probably would have won the game. Does that make sense?
Sometimes
and
I
he took the
understand the
risk,
risk and
and,
sometimes I don't. In a game like this, I'm like, we can't afford to be risky.
Well, I mean, he's up 24-7 at halftime, and 49ers came back and won. And the whole Mahomes thing, like,
What's the Mahomes thing?
well, just that you said that I said they wouldn't win the Super Bowl.
Well, because from what I've seen, and granted, I get my news from social media, and obviously anybody knows that lately the Chiefs have been dominating social media just because of the
Right.
whole Taylor
Well,
Swift thing, and so
but their year has not been that good.
Oh, it hasn't?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, they were not the 1 seed. They were like a 4 seed or something like that.
I just
And
feel
so,
like the last half of the season they were winning every game. I kept hearing like, "Oh, Taylor's there; she's a good luck charm. They
Yeah.
won again." I'm like, "Oh, all right, Chiefs are good."
first of all, they're a very good team.
Yeah.
They weren't as good as they were the previous years
Okay.
in the regular season. But I would never count them out. I mean, Mahomes is the best quarterback in football.
Did you see? I guess he took his shirt off for celebration, and he's getting flack for having a dad bod.
Well, he's never been like jacked or ripped or anything like that.
Are quarterbacks supposed to be jacked and ripped? I mean, I think you expect
most of the time
it.
they're not.
Yeah,
Most
because
of the time
they're
they're
like
not.
high quality athletes. But
Do
I
you
don't
remember the Tom Brady picture when he was coming into the draft?
No, I don't. Well, yes, but that's
Okay.
before the Giselle Bundchen
Right,
nut only diet.
Yeah, that's true. But I think for the most part, like quarterbacks aren't ripped.
Yeah. No, it was just fun. He's what, 20 something years old going, yeah, I got a little bit of a dad bod. It doesn't affect the arm. It's fine.
He can do whatever he wants. He's so good.
Yeah, he should go to some vocal.
No, he shouldn't.
You know what's funny? Ava knows that.
That
She
his
was
voice-
talking the other day. She goes, have you ever heard this Patrick Mahomes guy talk? And I was like, well, first of all, yes, we all know who he is. I said, what?
Yeah.
She goes, he sounds like Kermit.
When he first came into the NFL, it was like I guess it was more noticeable, or maybe we're just used
so
to
he
it
is
now.
working on it.
No, I
Oh.
mean, maybe it's just now we know what he talks like, so it's not a surprise.
I don't know.
He kind of sounds like Kermit.
Quarterback was a hard watch every time he talked.
I think he's awesome.
So yeah, no, they're going to the Super Bowl. And in case anybody was wondering, every single news outlet has verified that Taylor Swift will be able to make it from her
really?
Tokyo concert to the Super Bowl.
She performs the night before,
I know.
right?
Well, she does, but it's 13-hour time difference. She's got a private jet. I've been very vocal in that I don't really care about this relationship.
I'm so tired of hearing about it.
However, I went and got my extensions in, and my friend Nicole, who does my hair, is the biggest Swiftie. And we were talking, so I was like, I can't. The only reason I knew the Chiefs were playing last week is because when I got on social media, there were pictures of her and Travis kissing. And she can't get enough of it. So she's on the other side of the spectrum of
there
like,
are people like that.
I love it. She has the shirt that says, I hope Taylor's boyfriend wins, like that whole thing. And I'm on the other side of, listen, I'm happy. I'm happy they're happy. Sure, be in a relationship. I don't want to see it I don't want to see it on CNN and Fox News and like.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. But she will be there, I believe. Now, we've got Reba McEntire singing the national anthem.
Sweet.
Post Malone singing America the Beautiful.
That will be interesting.
I think that could be really good.
I bet it is, yeah.
His shaky voice. Andra Day singing Lift Every Voice. And then, of course, Usher is our halftime entertainment. And I'm really excited about that.
I heard he dropped an album, or is dropping it that day or
is
something.
He's got new music?
He's got new music coming out.
New music, real quick, is risky for like Usher. Justin Timberlake is dropping new music and it's not like when he dropped like Sexy Back and stuff, instant hit, instant. The new stuff, if you're already super established and it's been a little bit and you drop new stuff, if it's not big, it's almost like a failure. Does that make sense? If you don't come in as hot as we all know you've been in the past.
Yeah, I guess.
I'd be terrified. I'd be like, you know what? It's been 5, 6, 7 years.
Well, but half of it is just that you're Justin Timberlake, and so people are going to like it.
But they don't. Like, have you heard his new song?
Yeah.
It's called Selfish. Do you like it?
I'm not a big Justin Timberlake fan.
Oh, see, I am. We've never seen him in concert. I would totally see him in concert.
When we went to Chris Stapleton last time, you didn't go, but when
you went.
Yeah, it was raining, so you didn't go. But he sang a lot of his new stuff, and I didn't know it, and I really like it.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess it can go either way.
I just think,
Maybe you either like it or you don't.
It's either, like, they're calling what Justin's doing a comeback, which is kind of a big word, like a comeback.
I don't think his new song's bad.
It's not bad, but also what's happened is there's been an evolution of music. You know what I mean? Like when Justin and Usher and all of them were popular, there was a certain style and genre.
Right.
And now it's very Billie Eilish and
I feel like the Usher stuff could still be good.
I would love to hear it. I'm a big Usher fan too. I didn't know he was dropping anything, but that'll be fun. But in honor of the Super Bowl, we are going to end today's episode with some game time and
sweet.
Super Bowl trivia love.
Oh, good. Football stuff or halftime stuff?
Mainly football. There are a few other questions, but you should get a majority of these.
Okay.
I'm not setting you up to embarrass you. And then, so now let's do our little week recap. So last weekend, one of our good friends was turning 50 because we're at that age now where we're just going to start celebrating these big birthdays. And it was a surprise birthday party for him, which you did not know.
I almost blew it.
I'm glad I
10
told
times.
you at the last minute, oh, by the way, he doesn't know. We're like, I was going to ask him about it tonight at practice.
I even said something about, I'm looking forward to this weekend or something like that. And
it's like,
he was
okay,
like,
great.
Oh, cool.
Great.
What are you doing?
So it was a 70s themed party.
Yeah.
Which I love a dress up party. I love a theme. I go all out, but in a cheesy way. Like
go
everybody
all out for
knows
everything.
we're not doing anything serious.
Right.
Well, so it was at a venue that we had to drive to. And we get there and it's crowded. How do you even describe what this area is? I mean, there was an outdoor concert happening. There's like a bunch of restaurants, there's bars.
Yeah, it's like a town square type thing.
Okay.
But just nightlife.
And
no shops.
at first we saw the outdoor concert and we went, oh my God, that can't be the party because nobody's dressed up. And here's Ty and I like dressed to the nines.
I'm wearing a wig.
Yes.
Goofiest tight
we
bell
glued
bottoms.
on chest hair onto Ty. Yeah. Like we were not going to blend
it was
in.
hot.
And I went, no, that can't be it. So then I find the venue and we see it and we're driving and the valet at this point is closed because there's so many people. There's nowhere to park. But I'm looking in the windows and I'm like, Ty, all these people are dressed up. Like I don't see.
They're not dressed up.
I mean, dressed nicely.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They're all in like.
They're not wearing 70s.
Suits. We see people walking in dresses and high heels. And
into the venue.
I see the band. I can see the band, which is a 70s band playing.
They're dressed up.
And I pull up the invitation and I read it to you and you go, Melissa, they were talking about the band is 70s. We're not dressing up 70s. And I went, no, there's no way. I'm pretty sure I was on group chats about what to wear. Maybe not. Anyway, long story short, we pull up before we get into the restaurant and we're in our full garb. We asked them, we were like, are people walking in that look like us? They were
So it wasn't like they didn't rent the place out.
No.
So there were other people going in to watch the concert or eat
so
or
how do you
whatever.
even describe this? It's almost like a speakeasy. Like there's a stage where they have performers, and then there's an area in front of the stage that has like cocktail tables. But
Yeah.
then there's also a restaurant area around.
Yeah, it's all sunken down
all of
in.
that.
So from the front door, you can't see.
Right.
All you can see is the stage. You can't see all the people.
So it's like it's a combined entertainment, and they had just
Yeah.
rented one little tiny area for all of us. Anyway, long story short, it was fine. Once we walked in, we saw our whole group of 70s
our group was
people.
over on the side. Yeah, everything was good.
Everyone
Everybody was dressed
knew
up.
what we were there for. And fun fact, the band, La Freak, the lead singer is my best friend's husband
Yeah.
who I was with. We were at competition all day together. I actually
Right.
saw him at competition. And then I saw him in his
70 gear.
his
And
70
he, I mean,
I think his name is Soda.
oh, really?
I think so.
He's got a stage name?
I think, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, it's just interesting. I was like, never seen him.
Oh, I mean, he's full, like, dress up.
Oh, it was so
Costume,
fun though. Like
70s singer.
all the girls, we were down, like you said, it was sunken. And at one point they called our party. They obviously knew that we were there for a 50th birthday. Guys get called on stage. Tye gets called on
knew it was
stage
about to happen.
because I saw Sean, who's the lead singer, and I was like, Sean, and he goes, is Tye here? And I was like, yeah, of course Tye's here. So Tye then gets pulled on stage, has to dance.
I mean, worst nightmare coming to reality. And I could see it happening right in front of me. I was trying to hide. They're like, where's Tye? Where's Tye? I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to avoid this.
So yeah, they put on some music. And Tye had to.
Oh, my gosh.
I told him, I said, the move would have been to remove that chest hair and thrown it into the audience, the women.
I wasn't thinking straight.
But anyway, we were all the girls, what I was going to say, we were all down there just dancing, because it's cover bands, and it's all like 70s and 80s, and it's all old school stuff
every
that
70s song
everybody knows.
that you know, right.
And we were all sweating and dripping, and we went, this still reminds us is when we were like 22, 23, going out to
nightclubs.
Yes, and just
Going
dancing
to
the night
suite
away.
and dancing.
Long story short, it was just a very fun
Yeah,
evening.
it was fun.
It was a fun night.
It was a lot of fun.
Then the next day we had we just told you we're entering competition season now, cishead dance competition, and they won. Girlfriend won first place for
Yeah,
the
I'm so
duet.
proud of her.
She was very excited.
First place.
First place. Got a trophy, and the dance team did really well too. They got invited to do the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade.
Yeah, she was really
Like,
excited
it's
about
huge.
that.
It's
Are they
big.
going to do that?
I assume so.
If it's one of those deals you get invited, you do it.
Which
Gotcha.
means we could be in New York for Thanksgiving. Who knows?
That would be the worst thing.
And now let's get to what we teased at the beginning. Not even teased. My poor little car.
Yeah.
She had a rough week. We've named her Addie. She's a Cadillac. Her name's been Addie the Caddy. We've had her for 3.5, 4 years now. She's been a good car. She's still a good car. But girlfriend got her whole right side annihilated on Friday
Yeah.
in a parking lot.
Hit and run.
Hit and run.
I guess the person obviously knew that they hit you because they hit you in the rear passenger side and then all the way up to where it took your rearview mirror off.
There's no way
Or
they
side view
wouldn't
mirror.
know. Like,
Yeah.
if you saw my car, the back, the passenger rear wheel above it is all dented in. I have no door. They took the door handle
door
off.
handle's broken
And
off.
the rear view mirror flat off. Like, all of
side
that's
view.
completely gone. And then it's scratched the whole way down. So, yes, whoever hit me hit and then continued to.
Yeah, pretty crappy that they just left.
And
They're
then.
like, oh, let's get out of here.
My
Gotta
scenario's
bolt.
in my head. I'm like, it is either it's somebody that didn't have insurance.
Could
And
be.
It could be in my mind. Maybe it was a truck with one of those trailers on the back, and
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
right? Because it missed the passenger side door handle, which is weird. It took the back door handle off, not
Yeah.
the front handle, but the
But then the
mirror in
mirror,
front.
right.
And so it's almost like there had to be a gap between a truck and a trailer
who
would make
knows?
sense. It could also be a teenager that hit
Got scared.
and got scared that mom and dad were going to get mad. Although if that's the scenario, I'm like, they had damage to there's no way I had that to my car and they walked away scot-free.
Right, but they can fix that themselves and not have to file it under insurance, and then their rates don't go sky high. So it works out better for them to hit and run.
Either way, have no clue. And this is the most embarrassing thing is that I didn't even know. So I was at a meeting and I got a call at that meeting that I had to go pick up Kaysen. He wasn't feeling well. And so I get in the car and I'm driving to school. But from where I was, the way I was parked, I could only see the driver's side of my car, right? So I had no idea that
you don't inspect the car every time you get in it.
Had no idea that I had a door handle hanging down. And I looked at one point at my mirror and I was like, I can't see, but my car, my mirrors fold in when my car is parked. And there are definitely times that they get stuck and I have to manually undo them. And I, in my mind, was like, when I stop and grab him, I'll unfold it. And didn't think twice about it. Pull up to school. I get Kaysen and I get Beckett because they're both there. And go to get in the car, and Kaysen goes, Mom, I can't get in your car. There's no door handle.
And that's when you first found out about it?
That's when I knew. And I went, what? And I went and I looked and I went, Tye, I cannot even tell you the feeling of like your heart going into your stomach of like, what the heck just happened? And then I've got to call you. I've got to tell you.
Well, you think I was going to be mad?
I don't know. I mean, it's like, of course,
it's just the hassle of it all.
Right. And so we had to file a police report. We had to put it under insurance. We dropped her off yesterday. This is probably getting really boring, but we dropped her off yesterday at the place.
Collision repair.
Right. And I saw my friend there and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm finally getting my car back. And I went, when did you, how long is it? What is it? 2-3 weeks? Is that what we're looking at? She goes, I dropped him off at the middle of December. And I went, 6 weeks?
Yeah, might be.
And even the guy was like, yeah, we're, don't expect any quick turnover. I was like, so I'm out of my car for a while.
The thing that kind of stinks is we were looking at getting you a new car anyway.
I know.
And so now we've got to wait. Can't do anything for a while.
I know. And here's how spoiled our kids are. My rental, which is perfectly fine, by the way. It's a Hyundai with Tucson. She's fine. She's fine.
Tucson?
But does she have an entertainment system? No.
No TVs in the back.
Does she have TVs? No. And my little 2D children are used to that.
What are we supposed to do?
You got to bring my iPad every time you come get me. You got to bring my iPad. And I'm like, do you know that I had none of this.
Yeah, neither did I.
Had none of this. And my brother and I were fine.
Maybe we good for them.
Get used to it, guys.
We'll get it fixed. No problem.
6 weeks. Okay, well, let's go ahead and
get into it.
Yeah, got pop news, got reality, and then we have your fun trivia game at the end.
Sweet.
All right.
Pop news time.
So this just happened. We were just talking about Justin Timberlake, his new album, his new single, all of that. Well, his birthday was this week, and he was doing a one-night-only performance in New York to celebrate his birthday. Now, I actually knew about this before what we're going to talk about comes out because all my Peloton instructors were at this concert.
Oh, really?
And they were all, it was a...
are they sponsoring it?
No, it's an invite only, and they just got on the invite list. And so they're posting all these videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, how fun is that? Well, Justin said something at this concert that has him in hot water. Have you heard what
something
we're
about Britney?
All right. So earlier, I think it was this week, it might have been the end of last week, Britney actually apologized to Justin on Instagram. And it said, quote, I want to apologize for some of the things I wrote about in my book. If I offended any of the people I genuinely care about, I'm deeply sorry. I also wanted to say I am in love with Justin Timberlake's new song, Selfish. It is so good. And how come every time I see Justin and Jimmy together, I laugh so hard? Now, she said that because it's following, they were on SNL together.
Oh, they were?
Justin was the performer this weekend, and Jimmy made an appearance. They did their 70s skit that, they revived all of that. So she was extending an olive branch, saying, my bad. Well, then at his concert, see if you can hear what his response is.
I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Who do you apologize to?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah,
Nobody.
What's the point?
Right. Well, good old Brit got wind of this and posted on Instagram because that's where she posts everything now. And it's a picture of it's a basketball hoop, and it's a big orange moon. And the way it looks is that the moon is it's a basketball going through the hoop, right? And the response is, quote, "Someone told me someone was talking blank about me on the streets. Do you want to bring it to the court, or will you go home crying to your mom like you did last time? I'm not sorry." Well, that is in reference to, in the book, she would talk about how when they were younger, they would always play basketball, and she would beat him every time. And he would basically like go home crying and mad. And
For real?
Yes. And so that was a reference to that. Now, listen, I am not Team Brittany or Team Justin. I like them both. I don't know what's going on with Brittany right now. I have no idea. But what I read in Brittany's book did not make me hate Justin, right? They made decisions 20 years ago that do I agree with? Doesn't matter. Right.
Who cares?
This was not a good. He should have just
could have not said anything.
Right. Just don't say anything. Because no good comes from it. Because now, obviously, all the Britney fans are mad. And Janet Jackson fans are mad. Because you remember, obviously, what happened at that Super Bowl, which he has apologized for since. But now they're going, well, so now that you're not apologizing for anything, are you taking back
Good gosh.
that apology? And he's already treading lightly. Like, the Britney fans hate him. You know, his new song is titled Selfish. And coincidence or not, many, many years ago, Britney had a song called Selfish. It was not a big hit. It was on one of her earlier albums, but she had a song called Selfish. What her fans did was they downloaded that song enough that they made Britney's Selfish #1 on the box office.
That's
and
kinda funny.
Justin's #2. And Justin's
She
just
still has that
continued to
much
do it.
pull, huh?
I guess so. I really guess so. Even though it's really odd
Yeah,
and
it's
interesting.
funny, though.
Justin, what were you thinking? Like, Jessica Biel was there because at one point she came out and brought him a cake. You think she's backstage like, no, we're just moving on from all of this. Like, we just
Just be quiet.
Right.
Just play your song.
just play the music. Don't. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. He has a world tour coming up, and
I guess he just really doesn't care.
he either doesn't care, he's mad.
Why would he be mad?
Because we talked about this before her book was released. Remember, we heard that exes out there were trying to put a stop to the book because they did not like what was going to be out. And we all assumed, we were talking about all her exes that it could be. I mean, if I'm Justin, did I want those stories coming out? No. Absolutely not.
Oh, so he's still mad about that.
Right. You did not. I did not authorize it. This was our story to tell.
That's
and you
understandable.
told it. And I'm mad because I'm the villain now. Yeah. Like, now I'm the horrible one. And so, yeah.
You just don't say anything. Just move on, right?
100%. Gotcha. Because I think people were just starting to, like,
get over it.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. Another one in hot water. Alyssa Milano.
I heard about this.
Who, by the way, remember, she follows me on Instagram.
She does?
Yes.
That's cool.
I have no idea why. I have no idea why. But yes, she does. Now, she started a GoFundMe. This was on Thursday, and it was to help raise money for her 12-year-old son. Their baseball team, I believe, was trying to take a trip to Cooperstown, New York.
Playing in the tournament.
Yes. Yeah. And she puts up the GoFundMe of, any amount is greatly appreciated, please. She posted it on, I feel weird calling it X. It's Twitter.
Right.
Old Twitter, but it is called X now. And the GoFundMe was looking for $10,000 to send the whole team. Well, she immediately got a lot of backlash from fans.
Why don't you just pay for it? Why are you asking fans to pay? Yeah.
Alyssa Milano on her own is worth about $10 million. From Who's the Boss, from
That's it?
Charmed. Who's the Boss was an 80s show.
Well, yeah, but she still gets royalties, doesn't she?
So Who's the Boss still on?
I'm sure it's on Nickelodeon
I
or
have
something.
no idea.
I don't know.
I'm just saying her net worth is
Got
about
it.
$10 million. But she married one of the head talent agency guys over at CAA, which is CAA is one of the best of the best. And his name is, I believe, David Bugliari. And he's worth $12 million. So she's getting this backlash of like, you guys are worth, $25 million and you're asking us to pay $10,000. Now, I will say the GoFundMe is closed and it did raise $11,290 based off of 300 different donations, which people were donating a lot. That's the case. So,
Okay, so explain to me when you do a GoFundMe, like she was the organizer, but anybody can advertise it. Like all the parents on that team
Sure.
posted it. And
I'm sure that they were like, once Alyssa posts it,
100%.
we're going to get the goal.
Yeah.
You know,
but this was her doing. Like, it's not like she...
Yes. Well, no, I don't even know if she set it up, but there was
she
a
posted
GoFundMe
it.
for the team, and she posted it. And yes, I am sure that they were like, get Alyssa to post it and it'll happen. And unfortunately, the backlash came to her. Now, I will say, the GoFundMe with her name attached to it, everybody knew who they were donating to, what they were donating to. And
I see both ways, but like, is she supposed to just pay for everything?
Well, so she came out, and that's why she was like, I pay for enough. Like, I've bought their uniforms, I've bought this, I've bought that, which I totally get. And then there's also the principle, and I'm not saying you go to the community and ask, but people do fundraisers around town, but there's something to be said of like, mommy and daddy aren't just going to continue to pay your way, buddy. I mean, if you want to do this, you need to go sell lollipops door to door like everybody else,
Raise
right?
Money go get sponsors.
Yeah. Now, GoFundMe is a new way of doing all that stuff that we used to do. You know, I worked at Sonic we had 2 weekends where we fundraised and we worked at Sonic and stuff like that. So I get how it looks, like I understand the optics, but I'm also like, I kind of understand. I mean, I think this was a team thing. I think she shared it like she should, and she just happens to have so many followers. Yeah, but if every other
parent on the team did the same thing,
right.
What's the issue?
Right. Because she has money, she should have just paid for it on her own.
Shouldn't have asked for other people's help. Maybe GoFundMe is not the right platform.
Well, I mean,
I don't have a problem with it, but
they
maybe...
raised $11,000, and I look at the things that we do around town. I'm like, I don't think any of our fundraisers have ever raised $11,000 in like 2 weeks.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like all the fundraisers that we go to, they raise a lot of money.
Those are massive auctions. I'm talking about like when Ava had to sell those.
Oh, like Jump Rope for Hard or whatever?
100%. Like just the little things.
Usually it's $400 and it's all you, me, my mom,
something
your mom.
Like that. Yeah. I mean, $11,000 in a couple weeks is...
Well, it's a lot of money. 100%.
It's a lot of money. Anyway, they're going to the tournament.
Well, good for them.
Good luck. Good for them.
I'm glad they made it.
And this one, I don't really care about too much, but I'm watching Housewives of Beverly Hills, which is
good, right?
It is a great season. I really wish you had started it with me. And a lot of it is about Kyle and this girl, Morgan. We've already talked about them. Except that this week on Tuesday, Morgan deleted all of her pictures off of social media.
All of
including
Kyle's?
No, everything other than if it was music related.
Okay.
And
she's fed up.
Well, everybody was like, you know what, the reunion aired or it taped Monday. Did something happen at the reunion that made her angry? Was this whole thing just a ploy? Yeah. She said she's just making room for upcoming projects. Has nothing to do with...
I don't think they cap you on room.
No, but she wants people just to go to the social media and only see work stuff.
I guess we'll find out.
I don't know. It's still really weird. It's really weird. Morgan's younger than her daughter.
It's strange.
It's a strange thing. And watching it, Kyle's a different person. I am actually witnessing what people talk about like midlife crisis. Like you're a different person. You are
just
not.
Change.
Yes, you are not who you were in any sense of.
I wonder if she's the same to her kids.
Like the same parent.
Yeah, like talks to them the same and interacts with them the same.
Well,
spends
maybe,
the same amount
but
of time
like
with
even
them.
her like. She's not drinking. She works out all the time, which is all great. But she was always so anti-tattoo, and now she's got 5 of them. And
oh my God.
So it's almost like if you raised me to not ever get tattoos. They're horrible. And now that you're 55 and you're
what's up?
All right, mixed message. I don't know. Hey, to each their own. I got a bunch of tattoos myself. Who knows what I'll do in my midlife crisis?
Yeah, I know. That kind of scares me. Hope I'm still around.
It'll be you or my Greek shipping heir.
Yeah.
My
next husband.
My next one. All right, that's all I had. Let's do some reality.
Got it.
And then game time.
Reality Roundup.
Starting with, I think we've seen the first trailer now for the Argylle movie, which you had never heard of.
I hadn't.
Yeah.
And now, since we saw something the other night, that's all I hear about.
I had heard about this a while ago because the cast was great. And
it's quite the cast.
I don't know why it's been on hold for so long, but the movie's been done for like 2 or 3 years, and it just keeps getting pushed back.
I wonder why that is.
I heard there's a lot of CGI.
Yeah, they wanted to perfect or something.
Maybe. So the cast is huge. It's Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston, Catherine O'Hara, Dua Lipa, Ariana DeBose, John Cena, Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, it's a stacked cast. Wow. And the synopsis is that reclusive author Ellie Conway writes best-selling novels about secret agent named Argylle who's on a mission to unravel a global spy syndicate. However, when the plots of her books start to mirror the actions of a real-life spy organization, the line between fiction and reality begin to blur. I want to see it, I think, just because there's so much hype around it. But that's it. This next one I thought would be interesting.
Something with a cat. Is that the cat's name? The cat's name Argylle? I don't have any idea anything about the story, but there's something.
No,
everybody's
that's
talking about the cat.
The lead character in her novels is named Argylle.
Oh, it is? Mm-hmm. Okay. But there's some cat in this movie, right? You have any idea what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember that part of the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Perhaps. This one I thought would be interesting for you. Now, it's not new, but it's coming new to Netflix on February 5th. It's a 30 for 30, which we love 30 for 30s. The Four Falls of Buffalo. Have you seen that one?
No.
I didn't think so.
The 4 Super Bowl losses?
So it's a behind-the-scenes look at the Buffalo Bills, their 4 trips to the Super Bowl during the 1990s. It features interviews with Hall of Famers Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Bruce Smith, Bill Polian. Do you know these people?
Yeah.
Mark Levy, Thurman Jones, other members, and they recall their personal stories and emotions during that time. It highlights some of the greatest moments in the franchise's history, such as the greatest comeback.
Yeah.
You know that?
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl XXV. Oh, what is that?
25?
25 rally at Buffalo City Hall. You know that? Don Beebe chasing down Leon Lett in the Super Bowl. Uh-huh. So it centers around Hall of Famers. They say Norwood steals the show. There's a segment about his missed kick to win Super Bowl 25. And it said, this says that it will bring fans to tears no matter which team you root for. And the kick still sticks with him.
Wide right.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's like from Laces Out.
Yeah, from
Ace Ventura.
That'd be this poor guy. Yeah, no, that's...
he lost the Super Bowl from a kick.
And I bet you, I think it was more than once.
Oh, that he missed us.
Anyway, it's been a long time.
It's coming out February 5th. I saw it and was
one
like,
of our good friends
like
is a huge Buffalo fan, which is the reason we went to one of their games this year. And he'd be able to recite it for you backwards. But that'll be good.
It comes out this week. We also have, do you remember when we watched The Housewife and the Hustler? Erica Jane and Tom Girardi. It was on Hulu.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
there's a part 2 coming out, and it's called The Reckoning.
Are they back together now?
No. Tom's in jail.
He is? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this is just a snippet of the trailer. It's not the whole thing.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erica Jane.
Celebrity attorney Tom Girardi.
The one-time husband of Bravo's Erica Jane.
This story was a nuclear explosion.
Today, several victims will get a chance to finally meet Erica Girardi.
I'm at sort of a loss for what to say.
Did you see the documentary?
The Housewife and the Hustler? I did.
He started crashing and burning.
And the judge says, where is the money?
Why are you beating up this woman? I mean, it's about hundreds of millions of dollars. Where did all the money go?
It was like matches and dynamite. How much of this did she know?
How deep does this go?
She loved us, and at the drop of a hat, she turned on me when she needed money.
Erica has been a victim of a great injustice.
For him to be involved in such a massive scheme, and then for it to involve a real housewife, my reaction was, oh crap.
What the heck is happening here?
So yeah, that was just half of it. It actually looks really good. Like part of me is like, who cares?
Publicly, like she's still a housewife, right?
She is, and
is she still like living in a real small house and pretending like she didn't have any money?
I'm going to be honest. It has kind of come out that she really didn't. She's not being found guilty of having known what was going on. Now, there was a huge thing that played out on TV, these earrings that were worth $75,000 that she didn't want to give up. And I mean, that was a battle that I wish she had just said, take the.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
not
want the
mine.
earrings anyway. Take them.
She was only in trouble because she was married to him, right?
Well, because they thought she knew about it all.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you knew 100% what he was doing, and you're just as guilty. You took money from these innocent people.
You have no clue what is going on with all of my business stuff.
And that scares me.
Right. I agree. We were
Yeah.
talking about that the other day. But like, I buy that she didn't have it. She'd go up to his law firm and.
Right. But the way it looked is she's using the private jet and this. I mean, anyway, it has come out where I do. At first, I thought she was guilty of sin. And when she continued to be a housewife, I was irritated. I was like, why are they giving her a platform?
Right.
I mean, I don't hate her this season. I really don't.
She's nice.
She is. She's on a thing where she's like, I'm not yelling. I'm not fighting. I'm in a zen
Because she was
place
kind
in
of
my
a jerk
life.
for a while,
She was.
right?
Well, she was a jerk. I met her and she was not real nice. Because I was so excited to meet her. I was interviewing her and I was like, I'm such a fan. And she's like, okay.
Yeah. But with stuff like that, though, you may have just caught her right after a dance or whatever. It was a Dancing with the Stars, right?
But I am enjoying her this season. I do think that I think she didn't ask what was going on with the finances. She just said, hey, I'm getting to live the life I want and I'm not going to ask questions.
Who's paying for this private jet?
Right.
I'm not getting on until of course not.
So obviously he is in jail right now. Embezzlement charges, stealing money from victims of this plane crash and others, many others. And
they tried on the show to make it look like she was a performer, like she was making money of her own. Does she still do that?
She does make some money on her own. Like she makes housewife. That's why she's living. If you look now, she's living in a house that
she could afford.
Right. She's on housewife salary.
Didn't she have like an alter ego or something?
She did, but that all went.
It went away?
Because COVID hit right when all of this hit, right? And so now, one, nobody needs a performer because all places are shut down. And two, everybody hates Erika Jayne because she stole money from victims.
Yeah, okay.
So that alter ego that she had was DOA.
Gone. Okay.
Now, she does have a little show in Vegas, and I heard she has a spinoff on Bravo about that show. But again, if anybody knows anything, these women are not getting rich from being on Housewives. They're making a nice living for sure.
Well, they are with the subsidiary.
Right. But just from the show, which is all Erika has had the past couple years, she's not making a ton of money. She's making money, excuse me. She's not living in a $10, $15 million home anymore.
She probably gets paid for appearances and
But
all
anyway,
that stuff.
apparently on this thing, she sits down with the victims and she talks with the victims, and that will be, that clip at the very beginning when one of the girls, she goes, did you watch the documentary? And Erika goes, I did.
Ugh.
And then it ended and I'm like, keep going, Erika, keep going. So anyway, I want to see that. That's coming out on Hulu. We got the first trailer for Squid Games 2.
Oh, really? I can't wait to see that.
I was going to put it on here, but it's one of those that you need to see. Yeah. So go watch it. Okay. It's got the guy that wins is now the main character. Apparently, he is trying to take down the leaders of Squid Games, is what the trailer makes it look like. And they're like, we've got the traitor amongst us.
We've got traitors.
And last night you and I started watching Griselda on Netflix.
I love all that drug lord stuff.
I'm such an idiot because I did not like the very first scene is a quote where it's from Pablo Escobar, and he goes, the only man that I've ever been scared of is Griselda.
Yeah.
And I went, oh wait, she's a real person, and this is like, she's big. And you went 100%.
I can't believe you didn't know that, because we've actually watched other documentaries on that. And you just didn't.
Who is it? It's Pablo Escobar. Who's the other? There's another big one.
El Chapo. So it's Escobar, El Chapo, and Griselda. Well, no, there were different sides of it. So Griselda's the person in Miami that's actually accepting the shipments,
right?
Where Pablo's the one in Colombia and Mexico, I guess.
But they're all kind of working together.
Yeah, they work together. There's a buyer and a seller. Right?
It's interesting.
Somebody has to buy the drugs that he's selling.
And I feel so, because I usually know about that kind of stuff. I'm fascinated
so
by
much money
that
in that.
whole world, and I had no idea who she was. We just finished the first episode, and I'm so intrigued to see what happens, because it goes from the start. She just got to Miami, and she's just kind of starting to be
making a name for herself.
What do I do? How do I?
Yeah,
even
she
do
just
this?
made one sale.
I've got
so far.
one thing to sell,
right.
And how it goes from that to being someone that Pablo Escobar is terrified of. Like, I'm in. I'm invested. I want to see. And Sofia Vergara is awesome. Did you see the clip from the Kelly Clarkson show that went viral?
No.
And I think it's funny now that I've actually seen Griselda. Sophia is there promoting the show, and Kelly was like, "Oh, it's so great, but it looks like all they did was put a nose on you." Sophia got so offended in a funny way. She joked, she was like, "No, they did.
That's my nose?
No, they did so much to my. They did not just add a nose. Like they've added. You can tell they've added.
Yeah, you can tell like
wrinkles, and they've changed her face. It was. I'd be like, yeah, no, they didn't even add the nose. It's
just me.
It's lighting. And then lastly, in Vanderpump, in reality, we're going to talk Vanderpump. The premiere came out. Yeah, thoughts?
It's going to be good. It'll be a good season. They're going to have to manufacture some drama.
They already have, I feel like.
They're starting to. Yeah, they're starting to plan it.
I don't buy the Lala calling Rachel storyline.
Yeah, how did that flip? So that was dumb.
I would have believed it a whole lot more had it happened off camera. And Lala told us, I felt bad, and I had reached out to her. It felt very contrived that she walked out and on the balcony was like, I need to call her.
At the nightclub
right
or
now.
wherever they were.
So I don't buy that. I don't like Sheena and Katie becoming friends. We have a common enemy now. Like that whole thing.
You can tell that, depending on how it plays out, but like when Lala gets mad at Ariana, or like she gets cheated on and becomes a queen or whatever, like that's real. That really looks real.
100%. Well, because the whole thing is like last season was supposed to be Lala's breakup redemption story, right? Like
right.
Randall screwed her over and now what do I do? And it got completely overshadowed. So she never got that. And not only did it get overshadowed, look at what is happening to Ariana. Yeah. And Lala's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's my role.
So I do think there are some of those feelings. And I do, I get the vibe from these cast members that they're tiptoeing around Ariana going, I don't need to be mad anymore. Like, you've got a boyfriend. We've all moved on. I get you're mad. I get it sucked. It was a horrible situation. And I know you're mad, but let's move on. But because you're the hero right now, like, I got to kind of be on your side and whatever you say. If I can't talk to Tom, I'm not going to talk to Tom if I can't. Well, just real quick before we end, Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval were on the Nick Viall podcast this week, and I listened to it. It is horrible, but you have to listen to it. First of all, it's 2 hours, which is extremely long. Because the first hour, Sandoval's not even there. The first hour, he's
just late?
He's late. And they keep talking about it. They're like, he said he was coming. This was a trade-off episode where apparently Nick had been asking Tom, I want you to come on my podcast. Tom kept saying no because I don't want to talk about the scandal. And then I guess a couple weeks ago, Sandoval now has a podcast.
Right.
Wanted Nick on, and Nick said, great, I'll come on your podcast, you come on mine.
Isn't that weird? Like, because they're going to talk about the same stuff, most likely.
No, because I bet you Tom Sandoval did not want to talk to Nick about, come on my podcast, let's talk about the affair. No. They were probably talking about special forces and anyway, so the whole time he's late. They keep calling him, it's going to voicemail, and then an hour in, he's finally like, oh man, all right, I'm on my way. This dude, if you hated him before, listen to it because you're going to continue to hate him. If you were starting to like him, listen to it because you're going to hate him.
Really?
Here's a little clip, just shows like where we are now 10 months after mentally on everything that happened.
You understand why your critics still criticize you. And I was curious.
Guys, if you want me to be honest, I love Ariana. I do. I really care about her. But like, this person throughout our relationship talked to me like I was down here all the fucking time. And it's unfortunate that like my way of acting out against that was like me also like just getting belittled all the fucking time. Like, dude. And I hate to say it, but like I acted out because I had such low self-worth. And somebody like Raquel, somebody who's in her 20s, like doing the essentially the fucking whipped cream fucking bikini thing, like to me, like in Varsity Blues, like I couldn't fucking like I was like, wow, I have really like, oh my God, like I'm attractive to somebody.
I can't handle it. I can't
it's
handle
like
hearing
talking
him
to
talk.
Ava, minus the F-bombs that he can't seem to not do, but the dude,
like.
the whole episode. But he's still so out of touch. First of all, whether you I know Nick Viall can also be polarizing. I actually enjoy his podcast. I think he's really good at it. He did really well in this interview. He came in not friends with Tom, but he's like, he's my buddy. I'm texting him.
They went on that show together.
They did, but they didn't know they met on the show, Special Forces. But he really let him have it, and he was like, I don't understand how you're not seeing what we're seeing." And
I would like to hear the 10-minute version of that podcast.
It's hard.
I can't handle listening to that
because
for
there's
2
so
hours.
much. There was one time, and Nick's like, "What have you learned? Have you learned anything?" And he's like, "Have I learned anything? Have I learned anything?" And Nick's like, "Yeah, have you?" That was the question. What? I mean, I don't even know what to say right now. And you're like, And then you've got Schwartz next to him who's like, "Let me help you out because I think you've learned. I think," and the whole thing was a mess, but it really just proved that
he's just lost and has no sense of reality.
We've lost a lot of sense of reality. Yeah. Anyway, all right, Super Bowl trivia
Yes,
time. That's all. You don't want to talk about?
No, that
Vanderpump anymore.
gives me a headache.
Okay.
It's game time.
It's crazy that guy talks like that, and like he wants to be a business owner and be this big. It's like you.
No, he's taken a step back from the bar, according to what Schwartz said. Okay, he's still talking about that. You didn't want to go into football.
No, I like football.
Okay, all right, trivia. Don't you dare look.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
No pressure.
I'm supposed to know all these answers, and if I don't get them,
know some of them.
I don't think this is a lose-lose situation for me.
This could be a more difficult one. What team has played in 4 Super Bowls but has never held a lead?
Oh, in 4 Super Bowls total?
Yes, they've played in 4 Super Bowls but have never held a lead.
They want me to say Bills.
It's got a man in the logo.
A man?
Mm-hmm. With a helmet and horns.
That's Vikings.
Yeah. The Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a hard one.
This one, I think, what teams have won the most Super Bowls? There's 2 of them.
The Patriots and the Steelers.
Yep. Do you know how many they've each
7?
won? 6.
6.
Close. Good job.
Oh, you know what I was thinking was
What?
Tom Brady's won 7, but he won one with the Bucks.
What teams haven't appeared in a single Super Bowl? There's a couple.
Yeah, the Texans, the Browns.
Yep.
The I know this.
They just missed it this year.
The Lions.
I was going to say, they played the 49ers.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
And then last one?
Jaguars.
Yes, I was going to say East Coast team. Yep. This one you will know. What team has participated in the most Super Bowl games?
Patriots.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how many? About?
I'm going to say 8.
11.
11?
11
Wow.
Super Bowls. This one you might not know, but what famous jeweler makes the Lombardi trophy?
Swarovski.
Tiffany.
Tiffany?
Yeah.
Really?
And I learned
you know
that
what?
too.
Swarovski's crystals.
Yeah.
I should have known that.
What 2 cities have hosted the most Super Bowl games?
Los Angeles and Miami.
Miami and New Orleans.
Okay.
Yeah. Who won the Super Bowl the year of that infamous wardrobe malfunction between Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson? that
I
we were talking
remember
about?
watching that game. I think it's the Patriots.
Good job. Good job.
Remember where I was watching it.
Not with me.
I was at it was in Lubbock. It was in college. The house on 39th Street. Yeah.
This one, easy. Which player has the most Super Bowl rings?
Tom Brady.
With how many?
7.
7.
It's unbelievable.
What NFL quarterback legend never got a Super Bowl ring?
Dan Marino.
Yeah, my brother loved Dan Marino growing up.
Yeah.
Loved him. What city hosted the coldest Super Bowl ever?
They want me to say Green Bay, but I don't think that's it.
Mm-mm.
It's going to be...
It was only 39 degrees. I say only, but we've had colder games, but the coldest Super Bowl was 39 degrees.
Okay, I'm going to say...
Mardi Gras.
New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans.
But it's in a dome.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah, multiple places found it.
Okay.
What was the first wild card team to win the Super Bowl?
Ooh, that's tough.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah. No, you know what? I don't know if it's the first one, but is it the New Orleans Saints?
Mm-mm.
It was pretty recent. It was a couple of years ago.
I'm just gonna give it to you.
Okay.
Oakland Raiders.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Which artist had the most watched Super Bowl halftime ever?
Michael Jackson.
No.
Okay, hold on. There's some loud thing going over our house right
There's
now.
a plane. Don't do that to try to think. It was very recent.
Oh, was it the Snoop Dogg one?
No, Rihanna.
Really?
Yeah, Rihanna in 2023. She had
now she was pregnant.
118.7 million, and before that, it was Katy Perry back in 2015 who had 118.5
Remember
million.
that one? Is this like just every year they get bigger?
No, because this gap was from 2015 up to 2023. There had been a lull.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, the most expensive Super Bowl ad ever was for what item?
Well, the big ones are. I'm gonna go Budweiser.
Budweiser. Do you remember the frogs? Man.
Yeah, they were
how
good.
great that
Was that right?
No, Amazon Echo. Right?
No clue.
I know.
Yeah. It just means it was longer, right?
It could. I mean, I know 30 seconds, and I mean,
Minute.
I don't know who's buying minute ads in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
but okay. How many times has a Super Bowl featured a rematch? It's a tough one. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'd say 12.
9. Cowboys, Steelers, 49ers, Bengals, Eagles, Patriots, Cowboys, Bills, Rams, Patriots, Giants, Patriots, Bills and Cowboys, and then Dolphins and Washington. So, okay. Who sang the longest national anthem?
Whitney Houston.
No.
Dolly Parton. I don't have any idea.
Alicia Keys. It was 2 minutes and 25 seconds. The average, for reference, is 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Oh, so it was.
So she really held those
did
notes.
It. Yeah.
Yep. 2 more. Has a team ever played a Super Bowl in its home stadium?
Yes.
Who?
Los Angeles.
And?
There's another one.
Mm-hmm. But yes.
Oh,
good job.
this was it Tampa?
Yes, good job. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that was with Tom Brady.
Does Kaysen still call them the Buccaneers?
The Buccaneers.
Ugh. All right, last one. How much do the Super Bowl rings cost?
Oh my goodness, I don't have any idea. $80,000.
Okay, between players, coaches, and obviously everyone on staff, the total adds up to $5 million.
$5 million.
$5 million to give the team Super Bowl rings, which includes the cheerleaders.
I wonder how many rings there are because it's a 52-man roster,
Uh-huh.
and you got like 8 guys on the practice squad. So there are like 60 players, probably got
and everybody
15 coaches, maybe
behind the
20
scenes.
coaches.
Mm-hmm. 30 cheerleaders.
Well, so the Texas Rangers won the World Series this year, and we have a friend who is
Couple
one
friends
of the
that work over there.
that work over there, and there's 3 different levels of rings that you can get, and so like the players and the coaches
get the big boy,
and the managers get the tier 1, and then tier 2 is like the people that are affiliated daily with the team.
Mm-hmm.
The marketing department, all of that.
I don't care.
And
Ring's a ring.
And then the tier 3 is like even the people that work at the stadium, like on the games, like the
they get them?
I think so.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like security.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
That's actually really fun.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
I would want one of those.
That's it. That's all I got.
That was good. I like the Super Bowl
I know.
stuff.
I figured
Gets me
you would.
excited.
I figured you would. We'll do something else next week because we've still got another week before
the actual game.
Before the big game. Maybe we'll do some Taylor and Travis trivia.
No. Do we have any more J-Lo gossip?
I'm sure I could find some.
Was it J-Lo?
Yeah, it was
Ben
J-Lo
Affleck?
and Ben that you were done with.
Done.
Okay, everyone, have a great rest of your week. Make sure that you like, rate, review, and subscribe, all that stuff to the podcast. And Tybo and I will see you next week, same time.
Same place.
There you go.
Over and out.